kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Well, hey there, collectors. It's going to be Steven here, and welcome to another SH Figuarts review, where today we're going to be taking a look at the first of 3 SH Figuarts in the Spy Cross X Against Spy Family Figuarts releases. So this is cool. We have Anya Forger, the Esper, the telepath of the family. And quite frankly, this is going to be the figure that, if you're familiar with Spy Family and you know your action figures, you've probably had your eyes on this one. Or your for other reasons. But for Anya, if you know, you know. So Anya here is going to run you about $45 or so, and meme-worthy, absolutely. And a lot of folks are looking to whether or not they need to get this one or the upcoming school uniform version. Here's what I'm going to say. This Anya, really good. So let's take a look to see whether or not she's going to be worth adding into your collection. All right, so first and foremost, terminology. What exactly is she wearing? Is that a gown? Is that a robe? Is it a dress? I don't know. And what are those things that she has on her head? Are those ears? Like those spike things? Are those meant to be some sort of ears? Are those cones for her telepathy? I don't know. We'll call them cones. I don't know. I'm being legitimate. Anyway, all right. So overall, I think Anya's quality control is rather solid. And one thing that I do find to be impressive about this particular release is that sometimes when it comes to hair, sometimes you do have that spray that is used for the pink, in Anya's case, to not necessarily be cohesive or coherent or entirely matching throughout the entirety of the hair sculpt. And thankfully for Anya, it looks good overall. So kudos to Bandai for doing that, especially considering that this is going to be the only Anya action figure on the market at the time of upload. Now, when it comes to the faceplates, I'm going to go ahead and make a blanket statement. Overall, very minimal quality control issues. When we get to the actual accessory section, there's going to be one faceplate that just has a little nick in it, and otherwise, that's going to be it. That's going to be the only issue that I have. The little tie that's going to be on her gown looks fine as well, with no real issues, and then when it comes to her shoes and her socks, those look fine as well. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way here. She is somewhat difficult to stand, but given her size and the fact that she has very small proportions, that makes sense. Likewise, as we'll allude to a little bit in the articulation section, her gown is very rigid in terms of plastic, so it's kind of hard to adjust her to get her to stand correctly as well. But other than that, she looks very solid considering the size and the price. Articulation is super simple here for Anya. It would help if I actually remove the faceplate system. So this way you can see that the head plugs into the neck system on a ball joint. So this way she can rock her head around, and then that plugs in seemingly just on a swivel, but maybe that's a ball joint as well. But you can see how everything goes in together. A little bit better there, because it's a faceplate. There you go. All right. So yeah, she can look up about that far, look down about that far, twist and turn from side to side. She has a lot of hair, so it does make it difficult to look around in certain directions. But, I mean, it's to be expected with characters with a lot of hair that they don't really move too well, and I dropped Anya. Oh, no. Okay, so for the shoulders, they do plug in on ball joints, so she's able to move her shoulders around. She's able to spin them around, and then there are going to be hinges, which allow her to T-pose. So this way, little Anya can assert her dominance with no problem. Then, the shoulder joints are going to run into the arm, near the bicep shoulder connection area, and we're going to get a little bit of a swivel movement there. You can kind of see that moving there, which is good. We're going to get a single hinge at the elbow. Going to have a little bit of swivel movement. It sort of looks like this elbow hinge is real tight on mine, but you can kind of get that swivel movement a bit better. A little bit. For the wrists, they're just going to be pegs. So they are going to be swivels. So that is how the hands change out, which is cool. We do actually have ball joint at the waist, so you can do that if you want. The legs also do move on ball joints. You can also move the legs around on ball joints, but because this is just sturdy plastic, you can't really kick the legs out unless you were to push this to the side. But even then, you can kind of see how it's constructed. So it is hindering, but nevertheless, we do have single hinge knees, and then ankle rocker movement. We're going to have hinge. And then we do actually have swivels where they plug into the lower portion of the leg. And then, ankle rocker. So swivel where they plug into the leg, hinge forward and back, and ankle rocker. So kudos to Bandai for articulating such a small character. As you'll see in the sizing or scale section, she is small. The gown could be better because her mama's is much better engineered. We'll see that. But, I mean, she's fine for meme potential. She moves well enough. Accessories, and this is where she shines, and we can kind of fly through this with no real problems. So you saw the faceplate that she comes with by default, and obviously if we're going to have Anya, she does have to be smiling and she does have to be happy. Likewise, Anya sometimes will get in trouble and she's going to be shocked at a few things that may happen or some things she may overhear, so we're going to have a sort of shocked face. Now here comes the real reason that you're going to want to pick this figure up. She does have sort of this trouble face where she's kind of grinning and she's smiling at something maybe she shouldn't smile at, and then I think this face would make Woody proud. I think you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, Anya, as made mention in the articulation section, has you know, some swappability for the hands, because, you know, we do have those pegs. So aside from these sort of cupped splayed hands, Anya is going to come with really splayed out hands, and Anya is also going to come with fists. So you've seen a few somewhat action shots here. Anya's not really going to get into too much trouble. Right? Yeah. No, she is. So she can get into a few fun poses with what she comes with. And now here's going to be a 360 spin view for you. So the only thing that I think is a little bit of a bum for the accessories is that there's no Chimera. Yeah, that's something that kind of stuck out to me. Maybe we'll have a set that's going to come up, like an accessory set soon, maybe with Bond. Maybe we'll have a Bond release coming out. That would be really cool to see an SHF Bond with some other stuff, maybe even Penguin. That would be cool too. But nevertheless, for about $45 or so, I do think that for the overall potential that we have here, I think this is good. And then there's going to be a spot at the end that I'm going to talk about a future release, so we'll save it for there. But as of right now, if you need stands, which I do recommend you get for Anya, or other effect parts, you know I got videos to help you out. And here's going to be the entirety of the SHF Forger family together as it stands right now. So if you're going to look to get them together, you can get a good idea of how they will stand together on your shelf, along with some other figures you just might have. All right, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Like I said, for about $45 or so, she's going to be the cheapest member of the Forger family at the time of upload. And I do think that if you're on the fence because, well, I want a meme character and I like my toy photography, so do I get her? The answer, yes, you should. If you're a fan of Spy Family, then congratulations. Bandai has really shown the reason why they can assert themselves in the anime action figure market, and they can do a good job. And especially when we take a look at in a few videos from now, you're going to see why they can sort of reassert their dominance there. Now, with that being said, they have a school uniform version of Anya coming up, which will come with other faceplates and, assumingly, hand parts as well. So I'm hoping that there will be unofficially off the books, unintended head swaps and faceplate usage between the two releases. So this way it will expand the breadth and depth of your display options. The youngest member of the Forger family is absolutely worth the purchase if you're a fan of the character. Hey collectors, that's going to wrap up the video today, and as always, thanks for watching, commenting, sharing, subbing, it all helps. I always enjoy responding to comments, so be sure to drop one down below and I will respond if I can. I do have supporters on Patreon as well, and each review gets an end card to show who is supporting each month, so here are the end cards. Camera batteries, SD cards, even hard drives. It's not possible without that support, so thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Here's the final end card, so this way you can click subscribe, check out another video, or even check out the social media outlets. You know you want to. Before we end today, as in the description, there may be paid ad space, affiliate links, or product samples that were sent out in this video, so please check out the STR ad disclosure. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.